Studying abroad. What are the pros and cons of leaving your country to study in a whole new world?
What we'll talk about now is the pros and cons. And we're going to talk so you might get a decision whether you will study abroad or not.
While studying abroad, you will make somewhat of a new family.
But the disadvantage is that you can get distance from your family. And by traveling, per se, to the United States, you are several hours from meeting your family, which can create a vast distance that you haven't experienced before.
And another of the pros, on your job application, if your employee sees that you have studied in, for example, Harvard, it will be a great addition.
Then again, the con to that is some universities in other countries have a degree that might not be valid in, per se, Norway.
Yeah, but then again, you might want to move to the country you have studied in and work there. An employee would also think it would be great to see someone who has the courage and bravery to move to a whole new country and leaving everything behind just to study.
But then again, it's quite expensive to do this. MIT was estimated to use about $320,000 for their 5-year academic span. So it's quite expensive to study abroad.
Yes, but in addition to this, it is somewhat of a life experience.
Yeah. So it's for you now to choose whether you will study abroad or not.
We are now going to conduct a few interviews with some students that have actually decided to study abroad. They are going to tell about where they are going to study, how much it will cost, and why they have chosen these different places. What school are you applying for next semester? Where do you want to study?
I'm going to apply for Harvard. It lies in Cambridge, in Massachusetts, USA.
Why exactly Harvard?
Harvard is known worldwide for being a highly prestigious university. I think it would be a great asset for my job application further on if Harvard University was listed as my school. Harvard University is also ranked the top university worldwide by US News. Another reason to choose Harvard as a school is that many influential and inspirational people have been there, such as Matt Damon and Barack and Michelle Obama. Harvard University is also the oldest institution of higher education in the USA, being founded in 1636.
How much would it cost if you were to be accepted?
Well, Harvard is quite a pricey school, where one semester, including accommodation at the school, costs around 65 to 70 grand, which is about 600,000 Norwegian kroners. This is excluding food, necessities and other expenses. If you were only paying for the school itself, it will cost around $50,000 to $55,000. Harvard does offer its attendance loans, and according to its websites, 70% of all students are receiving some sort of financial aid.
How do you want to live, and how's Cambridge for an exchange student?
I think I would have wanted to live in a dormitory at the school. This way I would get much closer to the school and the other students. It would have been much easier to socialize and get to know new people when you are forced to living with them, of course. Cambridge itself might be quite a boring city to live in for a student, and is incomparable with the other great cities in the USA, such as New York and Los Angeles. But Harvard itself has a lot of activities and groups in its out-of-school time.
So which school are you going to?
I am going to study at Caltech in Pasadena in Los Angeles County in California. It is widely regarded as one of the best universities in the world. It is especially famous for its science, technology and engineering.
Tell me more about Caltech.
Caltech is not the oldest school in America, but it is from 1891. It is also a very small school with only 2,255 students. It is quality over quantity, and students from the school have received as much as 34 Nobel Prizes.
What course will you be attending?
I will be attending the Electrical Engineering Graduate Program under the Division of Engineering and Applied Sciences, where I can get a bachelor in electrical engineering, and a really good one at that.
What will this cost you?
The tuition alone is about $43,000 US each year, but of course I'm going to have to spend a lot of money on things like housing and so on. Caltex has its own estimation, which says that 1 year at the school will cost just north of $60,000, and since the bachelor course is 3 years, it will cost me around $180,000 US.
For this?
I'm going to have to take up a loan, get a lot of support from my family and my parents, as well as getting a job in Pasadena. But a degree from Caltech will definitely be worth it and make it a lot easier to pay down my debts.
What about the location of the university?
Pasadena is a medium-sized city, but it is really close to Los Angeles City, so it will always be enough to do as a student. I'm really looking forward to these years.
So, what school did you pick?
I'm going to apply for MIT, Massachusetts Institute of Technology, located in Cambridge, Massachusetts, USA.
Why did you choose MIT?
MIT is one of the most honorable institutions in the world, being famous for the physical science and computer engineering, and a bit of their entrepreneurial culture, as they aggregated the revenues of all the companies from MIT would be the 11th biggest economy of the world. The school has been up since 1859 and did make technology under the American Civil War and has been developing technology ever since.
How much would it cost to go there?
The average price for the study are $65,000 each academic year. That is approximately the same as what I've chosen to study. And you can, as many other institutions, loan money from these institutions for your academic year.
If you were to study computer science, how would your average day look like?
It's quite diverse. My program is a 5-year study, where the first 3 years will be much like a bachelor degree, where I will deliver a project. And on the side of that project, you have to study mathematics and physics. After you're done with this, you will take lectures, and you can point them at your master degree, which is the last degree of your 5-year study, which you will have to deliver. So your everyday is what you make it, pretty much.
After taking computer engineering, what kind of jobs are there?
Pretty much every computer job there is. For large companies, programming, working against cybercrime, NSA with cryptography, and numerous jobs. And the average wage of a student or a graduate then is approximately $100,000 wage.
What would it be like living there?
I will live the most of my study span on campus. It's a huge community with a lot of groups you can go into. And for how I will live in institute houses on campus, housing over 300 students each house. And if you want to go somewhere, your campus is located in the middle of the city. So everything you want is just a block away.
So there you have it. Are you going to study abroad? Take our advice into consideration and make your own decision.